Story time on how I found out that my ex-best friend had the biggest obsession with my boyfriend and how she still does. Okay, so this all started when we were still friends, and it started off pretty innocent, so I feel like I was blindsided. She would just like always ask me about him and like little innocent questions like, oh, like what is he doing today? Or how is he? And like stuff like that. And I honestly didn't think anything of it because I was just like, oh, she's just being a good friend, like making conversation, caring about my boyfriend. And then she followed him on like all his social medias and started liking all of his Instagram posts. To me, that's like still not weird because I'm just like, oh, like she's my best friend, like she's just like supporting, you know? And then she started like commenting on his Instagram posts and then started commenting on his TikToks. And I feel like this is when I started getting like kind of weirded out because I was like, what is the like, what's the correlation? And I don't know, but just me, like when my friends have a boyfriend, I don't like conversate with him. I don't have any connection with him unless if it's through her. Unless if there's like a specific situation or I need to ask him about her, like I don't know. And then he started to be like the topic of all of our conversations and he would be like all we would talk about. And like 9 times out of 10, she would always start the conversations. And then I pointed it out to my boyfriend and I was like, do you just see this? Do you notice this? Like, am I being crazy? Do you think that she has like a little crush on you? And then my boyfriend was just kind of like, I don't know. Like, I don't really see it like it being that big of a deal. But like, if it makes you uncomfortable, I understand. And then this is where it got weird and where it got like kind of serious. I was hanging out with another girl and my best friend and my boyfriend, and then after the hangout she goes, do you notice how like so and so always has something to say about him? And I was like, oh my gosh, like I've been literally saying this for weeks. And my boyfriend was just like, maybe I'm overthinking it. But when someone else came to me and said that she thinks that a girl is being weird about my boyfriend, like I'm like, what? And then this is where it got really weird and where it escalated. She asked him to hang out with her one-on-one. Like she had him added on Snap, and like that wasn't weird to me because like she added him like when we first started dating, and I wasn't weirded out about it because like I feel like every best friend does that. And it's just kind of like what if she needs to get in contact with him like about a surprise or like whatever the case may be. But then she snapped him and was like, hey, do you want to go get like ice cream or something? And he screenshotted, my boyfriend screenshotted it and sent it to me, and he was like, what the hell? And I was like, what the hell? That is so freaking weird. And basically my boyfriend called her out and was just like, that is so weird. Like, please don't text me anymore. Like, I am not comfortable with it. And I asked her about it at the next hangout. I was like, what is going on? Like, why are you texting him so much and all this and all that? And she was like, it's not even anything. Like, I just want to like be his friend and da 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 da. And I look over on her phone and she has him pinned on her Snapchat. And I'm just like, what? That is just so weird to me. And just with that alone, and just with her like always talking about him and stuff like that, like that's an obsession at that point. But anyways, guys, let me know if you want a part 2, and let me know if I'm being dramatic and reaching. But she definitely has something for him. But anyways, mwah, mwah.
I hate to be that person, but my mom just got out of court yesterday. She's fighting for custody over her 2 kids with her abusive ex-husband. She doesn't have a lawyer because we don't have money like that, and he does. So he has a better chance of winning custody over the kids, but he really doesn't know how to take care of kids. Like, I have story times of what he used to do to my mom and me. He doesn't know how to change their diapers. He doesn't know their doctors. He doesn't know their teachers. He doesn't know anything. He would literally watch the kids and then say they like, you know, went number 2 in their diaper. He would wait till my mom got home to change their diaper. Like, and my mom would literally just go to the store for like 20 minutes. He never even watched those kids. While he was he would be at home playing on his Switch and letting them do whatever they want. Anyways, what I'm getting at is just watch the video until the end. Like, fast forward it, because the money I make off of this video is gonna go towards a lawyer for my mom. The only reason he wants custody is because he doesn't want to pay child support. It's not even about what the 2 kids want. Like, he really can't be a parent, because when we were living with him, my mom and him got divorced, and he moved in with some Brazilian, took my mom's car away, and then kicked us out of his house. Did you want your kids to be on the streets? Like, I don't. So we had to move to Delaware, and he also wants custody because I guess he doesn't want to drive 2 hours to see his kids. Like, he literally did not watch the kids at all. He'd go to work, come home, go upstairs, do whatever on his phone, and just have my mom do everything. My mom literally did everything. Like, he cannot watch kids at all. He's not even the right person to be watching kids, because he's like insane. Like this is the same guy telling my mom like, oh, you chose the wrong time to get pregnant, wanting custody. Like, but thank you for watching. If you stay till the end, that really helps.
Get ready with me while I tell you why I think my mom's boyfriend is a serial. So I want to start the story off by saying that my mom is 43 and her boyfriend He's like 63 or 67. So already weird, but they met, I'm pretty sure, on Facebook. Like, he DM'd her. But whatever, age gaps are becoming more normal now, I feel like, so. But from the start, he lied about, like, everything. I guess the boy thing. Like, he told her he was only, like, 58, and he's actually, like, 63 or 67. He also told her he got his money from being the owner of a gas station, when she later found out that's not true either. And then something happened that, what would you expect? She found out that while they were dating, he was messaging and meeting up with his ex. I'm pretty sure his ex-wife. He also has 0 kids, but was married for, like, so many years. But basically how she caught him cheating was he said he went to this restaurant, and so she called the restaurant and asked, like, if he was there. They told her that he wasn't there. And then she checked his receipt when he was home, and it was, like, dinner for, like, 2 people at a different restaurant. My mom is just like me. Like, we will find out literally everything. I'm actually gonna let you know a little secret. My mom actually didn't even call the restaurant. She just pretended she did and then told him that she did. But he fell for it. And then he ended up admitting that he was out with his ex. But she, like, stayed after that because she is also like me. And they're still together currently. Like, on and off and stuff. But they're, like, about to get, like, married. Like, engaged. I'm like... But anyway, so my mom takes care of his mother. That's how, like, old they are. It started off subtle, but, like, when he would be there visiting his mom and my mom would be there taking care of her, his mom, like, would drop hints every time he, like, left the room. Like, the one time he went out to get something from my mom's car, and then his mom told my mom and was like, go look out the window. And then she was like, check your car, check your key. So I'm, like, pretty sure he was putting trackers on her. And he also stole her key. He won't admit to it, but it, like, suddenly disappeared. And he can, like, get into places when no one lets him in. I feel like he made a copy of her key without her knowing. But it gets weirder. So my mom would be home alone, and this guy has, like, insane trust issues, but he's also the cheater. It's always the cheaters that don't fucking trust you. Like, my mom would be on the phone with him, and he'd literally just be flirting with another girl, like, on the phone with my mom, and he's flirting with another girl. But one time he said that he was, like, going somewhere, and then my mom found out that he wasn't there where he said he was, and so then he, like, kept trying to lie, but then he ended up telling my mom that he was just embarrassed to tell her that he was sitting outside of my mom's house watching her. What? He was like, I thought you were cheating on me. I was just embarrassed to tell you. I was just, like, sitting out here watching. I thought you were cheating on me. Like, literally told her that he was sitting outside her house watching her house. So all that stuff's, like, weird on its own, but it gets worse. So my mom would be at his house, and there's this one door in his house that is locked, and my mom's, like, asked him about it before, and he will refuse to unlock it. He will refuse to show her. He just tries to brush it off and say, like, it's nothing. And also, when they were laying in bed one time, he, like, opened his nightstand drawer, and my mom saw that he had a pew-pew. And she was like, do you have a pew-pew? And he was like, yeah, it's nothing and stuff. But this door in his house is locked, and my mom, anytime she'd get close to it, he would start freaking out. But then this is the part that really makes me think this. Oh, also, he's, like, super controlling. Like, when we'd be on the phone, they'd be on the phone and I would be at my mom's house, he would get so mad that I'm there. Like, one time he came over, saw that I was there, looked at my mom and was like, well, I didn't know she was here. like, I'm her daughter. Or I got my mom flowers for Mother's Day, and he came over and he was like, whose are those flowers? Whose are those? I did not get you those. What are those? What are those? And my mom's like, honey, like, those are just the flowers that Allie got me for Mother's Day. Like, calm down, honey. She always talks to him like a fucking baby, and he's crazy. And he was like, And then he had flowers, but my mom was busy, like, cooking or something, and all her hands were full. And he, like, freaked out. He's like, okay, yep, I'm gonna go give these flowers to somebody else. And then he, like, tried to leave. Like, my mom is clearly busy. Maybe you can help instead of being a jerk. But just, like, stuff like that. And then I, like, turned the porch light on, and like, on accident instead of, like, the inside one. And then I, like, must have forgot to turn it off because I didn't realize it turned on because I wasn't outside. And he's like, why is this light on? Why is this light on? Why is this light on, Aaron? That's my mom's name, Aaron. And she's like, I don't even know. Because it wasn't even her. Of course she doesn't know. She's like, I don't know. I must have turned it on accident. No, it was me. I actually turned it on accident. He's just fucking crazy. And he would always, like, there would be, like, a freaking, like, 17-year-old guy worker at the store. And he'd be restocking stuff. And my mom's boyfriend would grab her and, like, hold her and, like, stare. Like, this 17-year-old boy does not want my 43-year-old mother. It was so cringy. Every time I was with him in public, I wanted to go home. But anyway, here's, like, the most insane part. So one day while my mom was home at his house by herself and he was out doing God knows what, she went down into his basement and was looking around in there, probably because she just had a feeling. She, like, told me she had a feeling. She's literally just like me. And our intuition is never wrong. So she's going through all this stuff, and suddenly she sees, like, a bunch of, like, notebooks and stuff. So she opens it, and it's a list of a bunch of girls' names, like their full names, their weights, their heights, their kids, their interests, what they do, what they look like, a description of them. And at this point, my mom is shaking. She took a picture of all these, by the way. And my mom is shaking. She's so scared. In the pictures, it's literally, like, so blurry because of how much she's shaking. And, like, what if he comes home and sees this? But then suddenly she flips the page, and it's her own name. It's her full government name, it's her weight, it's her height, it's her eye color, it's her kids' names, it's literally where she lives, her job, everything about her. So she's, like, freaking out at this point, as anybody would be. But she hurried and she put everything back, and because he was getting home, so she put everything back. She put upstairs, she ran upstairs, shut the door. But when he got home, she was obviously scared and stuff, but I think she took him to her house, so, like, if he, like, you know, did anything, like, she wouldn't be alone at his house. But she confronted him. She's like, why is my name on this? Like, what is all this? And then he's like, that's a different Aaron. Like, that's not you. And she's like, it literally says my 3 kids' names. And then I don't even know what he said after that. He, like, tried to, like, just make excuses and stuff. I don't even know. I think he knows he got caught. I don't know, but let me know what you guys think. I think my mom's gonna be the next victim. And he's like, he'll also make empty promises, and he'll be like, I'm gonna buy you this Jeep, I'm gonna buy you this house, I'm gonna get you this ring. He's not done a single one of those things. The most he's bought her is perfume and flowers and teddy bears. He's, like, all talk. And how are you 67 and single but been married, like, 3 times? That's a big red flag. And he already cheated and everything else. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think, because I think my mom's gonna be next. Oh yeah, he's also trying to get my mom to get her tubes untied and have a kid with him. I don't think my mom should do that.
Okay, so story time about the time that a school made their student section write me apology letters because they were so hateful to me. Okay, so this is the first round of regionals, and we're playing this school, and we play like complete doo-doo. I play pretty good, but we play like complete doo-doo. And after the game, I'm like crying because it's our last game of the season because we didn't make it to state. And these boys like video me crying, walking to the freaking locker room, and like post it, and like they're posting all kinds of stuff about me on TikTok and messaging me on TikTok, like saying rude, hateful, disgusting things. And I was just like, okay, that was going on, our season was over, and I was going through like a break or breakup, whatever you want to call it. It was like a whole bunch of stuff going on at once, and I was in a terrible place. So my sister took it upon herself to call that school and tell on them and email their coach and call their football coach and call their athletic director. So let's read the notes. We've got 3 notes from the boys that posted this stuff. Why can't I say my own name? To Drew Jackson. I'm sincerely... Okay, pause. I can't talk. I'm sincerely sorry for making fun of you at school. And... Wait, hold on. What? I'm sincerely sorry for making fun of you, school, and you personally. You are a great player, but you just had a bad game. Guys, let me throw my stats out there. I had 15 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and 5 steals. If that's a bad game, I'll take that every game. But I did miss 2 wide open layups, so that's why it looked so bad. But there's my stats. But you just had a bad game. And you still scored 12 points. No, I had 15. Like, get it right. Come on, get it right. So, again, sorry for harassing you. From Braxton. Braxton then later ended up messaging me on TikTok apologizing again, so I respect him. But he was wrong. I had 15 points. And then when I told him, I was like, actually, I had 15 points, he was, like, trying to flirt with me. I was like, bro, like, go on with yourself. Go on. Next. This is from Hoyt, I think. I'm so sorry, Drew Jackson and Bald Knobs High School. It was not appropriate to comment on the TikTok. Oh, this one commented on my TikTok. It was bad sportsmanship, and I understand y'all's season is over. It was a joke that was taken way too far. I wish the best of luck to y'all and respect y'all for calling the school about. Sorry, Bald Knob High School. Sorry, Drew Jackson. Sorry, Perryville High School for making us look bad on the basketball court and sports. I wish Bald Knob the best of luck. This one's an okay apology. Next and last one. To Drew Jackson from Chandler. I'm sorry I commented on your video. The comment was meant and directed towards the person that was trying to fight my teammates. Okay, pause. My sister commented and was trying to fight their teammates. Unpause. However, you played amazing last night, and I'm sure you'll play college ball. I'm 15 years old. Please don't sue me. My sister also threatened to sue them. You're a great player. Good luck next year. I'm sorry again. So, anyways, W sister for doing that. And that's funny as freak.
Get ready with me while I tell y'all about how I found out that the guy that I was dating and living with was married. Let's get into it. Okay, girl, let me set the scene for you. So basically, my old job that I was at, I had met some new friends, and they pretty much convinced me to make a Facebook dating account. I had barely just got out of like a 5 or 6 year long relationship. I hadn't been single in a long time. This was a whole other world for me, and it opened up a can of worms for sure. Okay, so boom, I get on Facebook dating. I am not really feeling anybody. I'm definitely a lover girl, and everybody on Facebook dating was definitely just wanting a fast life that I did not want to live. I ended up matching with this guy, and even though we matched, we went a couple days without even speaking to each other, and randomly one day he hit me up. We started talking for a couple of days, and eventually it led to us meeting in person. We went out on a spontaneous date. We weren't planning on seeing each other this day. We were on FaceTime yapping it up, and somehow the conversation led to, oh, I'll drive down to your city right now and meet you. It was late at night. The only thing that was really open was bars and lounges. We ended up at this hookah spot. Honestly, that whole entire night, kind of went really good. We pretty much told each other like, yeah, we go together. Fast forward into some time into us talking. I don't remember all of the timestamps and dates. He was put into a situation where he was getting put out of where he lived, and he literally had all of his stuff inside of his car and called me and was tweaking out and was like, I'm gonna live out of my car, I don't know what to do. He pulls up, we're here at the house, he's telling me everything that happened. So initially we thought that he was just gonna stay with me for a couple of weeks until he figured out what he was gonna do, but that ended up turning into months. And yeah, we basically ended up dating unofficially. While we were living together, I just kept on seeing so many red flags. We were fighting almost every single day. He would wake up in the shittiest fucking mood and it was just very hot and cold. One day he would be okay, the next day he wasn't okay. So fast forward a couple of months, I had actually messed up his bumper to his car. He was stressing out about how he was gonna fix his bumper. And although I was trying to be nice about the situation and be like, oh, if you need money, let me know, I was not going to give that man no money. Yeah, I fucked up your bumper, but you fucked up my head, so we're even. In the midst of all this, like, trying to figure out the bumper situation, we were laying in bed one night and I noticed that he was being really weird. I look over at his phone and he's texting his ex-girlfriend. I'm like, oh, you're living in my house. I let you come stay with me and you're texting your ex in my crib? Yeah, okay. On top of it all, he wasn't fully an American citizen. He was here on a work visa, but he didn't have his green card yet. I had no problem with that. I mean, it is what it is. But he told me about this ahead of time and he explained to me that he was in communication with his ex because somehow, some way, she had something to do with his case. Every time that I tried to talk to him about his case and how she was connected, he would always try to change the subject and would get so worked up that we couldn't even have the conversation. The stories that he would tell me about where he was from and how he got to the States and everything leading up to his life now was pretty traumatic, I feel like. I think that's also one reason why I was so patient with him and I stayed around for as long as I did. I just assumed that whatever was going on with his case was really hard to talk about, and I didn't want to push somebody to tell me something that they were not ready to talk about. Anyway, so yeah, basically he was texting his ex. I pressed him about the situation and I'm like, why are you texting her? Like, what's going on? Is there something happening with your case? And we completely just started arguing. Come to find out that he was asking her for money to pay for the bumper that I messed up. She didn't know that he was living with me and she actually paid for the bumper and sent the bumper part to my house. I was not only upset at the fact that he was texting a girl on my bed, I was more mad that he really sat here and gave a whole other girl my address. I tweaked out a little bit, didn't mean to show my ass too much, grabbed all his shit and I told him that he needed to leave that night. He was basically trying to make me feel bad and was saying that he had nowhere to go and that it was late at night. I ended up just going upstairs, woke up in the morning, got dressed for work, and I left. That morning, I was watching my cameras. He packed all of his stuff and he was gone. He eventually reached out to me and told me that he had to drive back to my city to pick up the bumper that was delivered at my house. And apparently his lawyer had mailed some important documents to my house and he needed to pick that up also. When he pulled up to my house, I had barely gotten settled in. I hadn't stopped at the mailbox yet. I told him to wait. I said, I'm gonna go run to the mailbox, I'll be back. And he was like, just go inside and sort through the mail and come back out with what I came for. I'm like, okay, cool. I go inside. So I'm going through all of the mail, right? And I come across the piece of mail that he came for and I look at it and I see his first name and last name and I start to walk towards the door. For some reason, something told me to look back down at the mail, and when I looked, bitch, I was fucking in shock. In shock. Tell me why when I looked back down at that mail, it said her name, last name, hyphenated his last name. I wish I was making this story up. Like, I wish I could literally say that I'm lying. And I'm not. Unfortunately, this happened and it's real life. I went outside and I asked him, I said, when I told you to leave my house, you said that when you come and grab your shit, you're gonna tell me all of the reasons why you've been treating me like shit, basically. He was like, Alexis, if I tell you what's going on, none of this would continue to happen. You would be done with me, we would be over, you would hate me. And I said, are you married? And he looked at me and He didn't say anything. And I showed him the piece of mail. Of course, he starts apologizing to me, the typical shit, right? Y'all are gonna be so mad at me for saying this, but I ended up in his car. When I tell you I should have walked away and gave him his shit and went about my life, I should have done it, but I didn't do it, girl. So he pretty much told me that they were not together, but they were still legally married and that they were gonna stay married until he got his citizenship. So of course I was trying to rationalize it. I told myself they just have this attachment. It's not like he's cheating on me or anything like that. Girl, it came down to us discussing whether or not we were gonna stay together or if we were gonna end things. He told me that he wanted to be with me and I gave him another chance, unfortunately. I should have ran away. I know. I don't want to hear it. I'm just gonna take my L in peace. Even though we decided to stay together and he expressed to me how much he loved me and how he should have married me instead, he still managed to cheat on me multiple times with multiple different people. I would be lying if I said I was a saint the whole entire relationship, because I definitely did some questionable stuff. I definitely match energy, which I may or may not be proud of, but I'm a different person now, so that's besides the point. I don't know what the hell I was thinking, to be quite honest with you. You know how sometimes you just want to give people the benefit of the doubt and you fall in love with potential? That's definitely what I did. Girl, I'm not proud of it, but hey, it happens sometimes. What made me even want to share this story was because I was up at like 4 in the morning praying, and I actually came to the realization that around this time last year I was going through so much shit. There's so much stuff that can change in a year. Even though last year was so heavy for me, God was so close. I was definitely trying to rewrite his plan for me and was trying to live the life that I thought was for me, and he was not gonna let me be comfortable in a situation that was not for me. And that goes for everybody. That's kind of, I guess, the message. Also, don't ever get on Facebook dating and try that shit, because it's not good.
Okay, I know I'm not the only person whose boyfriend's parents literally hate them. Okay, for context, I'm not actually dating this kid. I stopped talking to him in the summer because I used to talk to him for like 2.5 months, and I left him and I got an actual boyfriend. And then around like my birthday, which is in January, I went back to him and we've been talking since then. And I'm literally not allowed to go to his house. Like, his parents hate me. And I literally, like, I don't know what to do. I quite literally, like, I bought her flowers and I wrote a note that was like 2 pages long. So if you have any advice, hit me up, because I need to know. Like, I don't know what to do. We literally, like, we aren't even allowed to hang out at his house. Like, we could only hang out at my house. Like, for spring break, we weren't even, like, allowed to see each other. Like, it's fine. Like, I get that. Like, you guys are on vacation, but we were in the same exact spot and, like, groups of people. Like, you can't expect him to just entirely ignore me. Like, I saw them and they just look at me. Okay, anyways, hit me up if you have advice.
Work one of the busiest nights last night with a certified fucking moron. First time like really working with this girl, and I already knew that everyone at the restaurant hated this girl, and I couldn't fully grasp it until fucking last night. She just made it a fucking nightmare. As a hostess, I guess your bare minimum is to like stand there, look pretty, and let people in and take them to their seat, and that's where your like job ends. You want to be like good at your job, and what I try to do is like do more than that and try to help the restaurant as much as you can. This bitch doesn't have team player in her fucking vocabulary. When I work, I like to help set up. I set tables, I bus tables if we're busy, I can put in food orders, I fucking will run food, I'll do the absolute most to help the restaurant, because what the fuck am I there for if I'm just standing at the front doing nothing when somebody needs help inside? So what really pissed me off is that we were getting really busy, we were over seating sections, and we're understaffed. We're not fully staffed yet. So it's like, it's very tedious when we get busy like this. She's just sitting people willy-nilly, not looking at reservations. So when reses came in, I had to like do fucking backflips to seat them. I'm moving people to tables I don't have open. Like, I'm doing extra for walk-ins because she already told them they can come in. And what am I gonna say? No, you can't. I'm so sorry, she was wrong. Like, I can't do that. And she likes to do this thing because she's been there longer than me. she likes to tell me how to do my job, and she's like, just so you know, da da da. I'm like, bitch, you were literally doing this wrong too. Like, when I was in training, one of the first things I was told when she like first came up and I first met her was, don't listen to anything she says. I said before, and I was a single person in that restaurant lecture, so there was a point in the night where she went back into the kitchen and she was like yelling for a busser, like, somebody come bust these tables. Bitch, do it yourself. And everyone's busy as fuck. Everyone's running around because she overstaffed the restaurant. My favorite expo told me the story and how our chef yelled at her. He was like, get the fuck out of my kitchen. And she tries to pick a fight with him, and she's like, excuse me? That's not how you speak to somebody. Like, she acts high and mighty, like she deserves some kind of respect or something in the restaurant. And I think that's because we have another hostess and she gets a lot of respect in this restaurant, and she acts like she deserves the same treatment, but that hostess, like, does a lot for everyone and does their fucking job. Then again, chef yells, get the fuck out of my kitchen, and I guess she went. I kind of forget what else I was told. Way through the night, when she was really fucking me over and I was like running around trying to fix things, I go up to Stan and I tell her, I'm like, you have to stop taking walk-ins. We are not taking walk-ins anymore. We are out of tables for our reservations coming in. People are not leaving. They're taking their sweet time. Like, you have to think about everybody else in the restaurant. And then she goes, so this is where we need communication. I'm like, no, stop seeing. And I like didn't let her talk. She's like, can you let me talk? I'm like, no, I'm not gonna let you talk. Stop seeing, keep up letting in walk-ins. I have to go run this. We do like birthday cards at my restaurant. If we know like there's a celebration or something, we'll write a little personalized card. I was like, no, I have to run this because I'm like doing shit. I'm running around doing shit that like would be so much easier if she would just fucking help. But no. Even our manager in our modern day wants her to go the fuck home. I was talking to our manager. He's like, so I really want you to take your break right now so then we can send her home. And I'm like, that's great. I just don't have time to take a break. So I ended up taking my break and working through my break. I just clocked out my break so I wouldn't get like penalized. Halfway through the rush, I found our manager and our modern day, and I banded them together. It's like, look, we really need to send her home. It is impossible to get shit done with her here. It's just making the server's life harder, the kitchen's life harder. She has people walking in and just standing around crowding the restaurant. She's like, yeah, there's like standing room at our bar. There isn't standing room at our bar. It's a small ass restaurant. I'm genuinely so upset that I can't even coherently like tell this story. Like, I will say she's very pretty though, but very fucking stupid. And I don't even think I mentioned this at the beginning of the shift. She was like, oh, why do you think they double scheduled us? I was like, because, bitch, you're incompetent and we need one person with full capacity up here to work. Anyways, that's the rest of my story. The night went great besides that.
Story time of probably one of the worst things I've ever done in my life, where me and my friends got stuck in the Moly Ocean on a boat and had to get saved by 2 random guys on jet skis. Just talking about it gives me chills because I just want to trauma block it out. Anyways, it all started freshman year spring break. I took 2 of my best friends to my grandma's Florida house in Naples, and I have cousins down there who actually like live there, so they have a house and everything, and they have all these like boats, jet skis, scooter things. And there's a cousin who's my age and he's a boy, and so obviously we were like, we want to go hang out with him and his friends. And the first thing my grandma says was, that's okay, but like don't go on his boat, his jets, none of his like mobiles, because like I don't trust that. Like, I don't trust freshman guys driving you around. And it was very convenient for us to hang out with them because he lived in the same neighborhood as my grandma, and they're like on the water. So obviously they have all these cool stuff, and we're like, oh, we want to go on it. So, but we told my grandma, I was like, oh no, we won't get on any of that stuff. I'm surprised she believed us. So we walk our way on over to his house, and there's like, it's me, my cousin, 2 of his friends, and 2 of my friends. And we were like, let's go on a boat because we're on the water. And we thought we were going to be getting into my cousin's boat, but we're actually getting into his friends who we don't know into his boat, which is like a little smaller. So we're in the boat having a grand old time, and they're like, where do you guys want to go? And us 14-year-old girls whose frontal lobes obviously weren't developed were like, oh my god, like, we should drive to Marco Island, which is like 30 minutes away in the car. So obviously I think it's longer, like way longer by boat. We were like, we have a friend there right now and we want to go see her. Like, take us to Marco Island. Also, we had dinner that night with my grandma, with everyone there, because my family was also like in the house with my grandma. We had dinner that night in probably 2 hours. And if it takes 30 minutes to get there by car, I don't get it. And the guys were like, oh, of course, we'll take you to see your friend. Like, we love Marco Island. And so we start driving there, and I'm a little iffy. Like, I'm like, wait, maybe we shouldn't be doing this, because I'm like kind of a goody two shoes. Like, I don't like getting in trouble. But like, honestly valid, because we were staying at my grandma's house, and she had specifically told us not to even be on the boat. And I was like, I don't want to disrespect her and like her get mad at us. I don't know, I was freaking out. But internally, because I was like, I have to be cool. Like, I have to be cool. Like, yes, Marco Island. So all is going well. We even stopped at like a little island to go swimming, and we were tanning, and we were getting along with the guys. Like, it was fun. I mean, it was like a little awkward because we didn't really know them when we were awkward freshmen, but it was fine. And then we actually start like making our way over to Marco Island, and all is going well for probably about like 10 minutes, and then this little boat hits a sandbar. And the guy whose boat it was like, oh my god, no. Like, this happens all the time. Like, I just have to get out and push it. And we were like, okay. So we're sitting in the boat. He gets out. He pushes it. Gets off the sandbar. And everything's fine. And we're like, oh, great. That was easy. And then probably 5 minutes goes by. Maybe 10. And he hits another one. And we're like, oh, okay. Like, maybe he'll just get out and push it again. I don't remember exactly if he successfully got off of this one, but then we hit another one, or if it was this one that we hit where everything started to go downhill. But we hit a sandbar again, and he gets out to try and push it, and it's like not moving. So he like gets back into the boat, and he's like, like literally like trying to start the motor, and the motor's like filling up with, or like sinking. Like, the motor is filling up with water, and we're like sinking in the middle of the ocean. Anyway, he's like calling his dad, trying to be like, he's like, oh, this happens all the time. Like, I just have to call my dad, and like, he'll tell me what to do with the motor. So like, me and my friends are sitting in the boat, and we're like, what is going on? And then I get a call from my older sister, and she's like, babe, where are you? Like, you've been gone for a couple hours. Like, we have dinner soon. And I was like, oh, like, no, like, nothing. Like, we're like in his boat, but like, we're totally fine. Just like, don't tell our grandma. And she was like, okay, like, just as long as you're home for dinner, like, I won't say anything. And in the background, she can probably hear the motor being like, vroom, and like breaking. And I was like, no, like, we're totally good. We'll be back before dinner. I don't know how I kept it together on that call, but we were sitting on that sandbar for probably around 20 minutes, not getting anywhere. And I'm looking at our phone. We have dinner in like 20 minutes. And we're literally like 15 minutes away from his house. And I was like, okay, so the math isn't mathing. We're not going to be back on time. We are not going to be back on time, if we can even get the boat to start working. And then I remember my sister texting me a picture of my location, and we're literally in the middle of the ocean, and she's like, get back now. You are so stupid. I have no idea what you're doing. You're not going to make it back in time. Like, you guys are literally going to be sent home. Like, our grandma is going to be like, you guys need to go home. And this is when I start crying. Like, this is when it all goes downhill, because I'm like, we are going to be in so much trouble. We're literally going to get some, like, my grandma was nice enough to let us come, and we did the one thing she tells us not to do, and now we're in this situation. So anyways, I'm crying, and obviously the guys are like, okay, like, we need to get you guys home in time for dinner. And their grand idea was to call up their friends who have jet skis, and they were like, yo, you need to send over some rescue jet skis. Like, we need you stat. And I'm like, oh, like, jet skis, like, okay. I was literally pleading with them. I was like, whatever you can do to get us home. Like, if you have to drop us off, and we will run back home, which obviously that wouldn't have worked. But I was like, she's like, I will genuinely walk back. Like, swim to shore and walk back. But obviously that was not a good idea. So rescue jet skis it was. It probably took around, I don't know if I was there around, but probably like 10 minutes to get to us. And they pull up, and there's 2 jet skis. Like, one guy on a jet ski and another guy on a jet ski. And the first guy who pulled up was like, I only have room for one person. So I hopped on, because I was like, I feel like I need to get home first. Like, you guys can't walk into my grandma's house first and be like, hey, like, Bennett's not here. So I hop on the jet ski, and I'm like, whatever you have to do to get me home in literally 5 minutes, do it. So obviously he's like full speed. I don't even remember this guy's name, but I am on, like, holding him as tight as I can, and we are like booking it. And I'm sure the guys who were driving us in the boat were like, what are these girls' issues? Like, they took us this far out, and now they have to go back. Like, they're so annoying. Anyways, I'm on the jet ski. We're going, like, what feels like 100 miles an hour. And I feel my phone in my pocket start vibrating. And I'm like, somebody's calling me. I get it. It's my sister again. I pick it up. Meanwhile, we're still going like 80 miles an hour. So I'm like holding onto this guy with one arm on the phone with my sister. And she's screaming at me. And now I'm sobbing in this guy's arms practically, who has no idea who I am. She was basically saying, you're not going to make it on time. Like, this is so embarrassing. Like, you're so bad for doing this. Like, Grandma literally told us not to do that. And you did it. And now you're going to prove her why. Basically, like, if you're not back in time for dinner, like, you're literally dead. And dinner was in, like, 5 minutes. I remember going so fast on the jet ski that my hat flew off. A new gift that my grandma had got me. Like, I was wearing the hat. Like, she had given it to me that day, and I wore it, and it flew off in the ocean. And I was like, great. And I lost my grandma's hat. But actually, my friends in the jet ski behind me swooped and picked it up. So that was, like, good. By the power of God, I don't know what happened, but we make it back to his house maybe, like, 2 minutes after we were supposed to be leaving for dinner. And my friends pull up a little after with my hat, thank God. And I'm a mess. I'm sobbing. My friends are like, what is your issue? And I'm with these guys who had just literally rescued us, sobbing, being like, all right, thanks for the ride. Now we have to run back home. Like, I think I genuinely Irish goodbyed them. Like, he pulled up to the dock. I probably jumped 8 feet from the dock. And I was like, thanks. Like, do you want to, like, thanks. We had also just left my cousin and his friends on the boat. Like, we were like, you guys figure it out. We have to go. Also, I forgot to mention, when the boat was, like, literally sinking, they were like, all right, you guys might have to get out of the boat because, like, it's sinking and we need to push it off. And we were like, oh, oh, okay. Like, in the middle of the ocean? How about no? Anyways, when we made it back to the dock, we literally sprinted home, which took 2 minutes with how fast we were running. Walked into the house, they had not left yet. Like, they were running late. Like, my family was running late to dinner. And we walked in and we were like, hey guys, we're back. We'll just take 5 minutes to change really quickly. Nobody said anything. Like, nobody said anything. Then we're back downstairs 5 minutes later, ready to go to dinner. Like, nothing ever happened. Like, we weren't just lost at sea. And, like, we're at dinner, and my sister's looking at me like this, because she knows exactly what just happened. But none of us said anything. So, yeah, we were proud of ourselves, because my grandma is not one to be messed with. And we were like, we got away with it. Let's go. Come to find out, like, 2 years later, she knew the entire time. She knew the entire story. She just chose not to say anything, because she was probably like, you embarrassed yourself enough. Anyways, you'll never catch me on a boat from Naples to Marco Island ever again. I really took the whole 10 minutes to tell this story, but yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that. But that's all. Bye.
Story time about how I got caught with a guy in my room. So this was based off in October of 2024. So not that long ago. And this boy is now my ex-boyfriend. So yeah. I needed to get that all off my chest that this is my ex-boyfriend and I despise him now. That's why I'm making this video. So this boy used to always, and I mean always, sneak into my house all the time. And we were dating for under a month, so he would be over almost like every weekend, like maybe even more than that. Like, it was so bad. But me and him were just hanging out. I think he came over around like probably 12. That was normal at the time. And whenever he would sneak in my house, he would stay until it got bright outside. So around 6, that's how long he would stay. Like, he was there all night long. He was there obviously until like for like hours. It's like basically like a sleepover. That's basically what it was. And we would just like, we would never do anything. Like, we would just like lay and like we would mostly sleep or like watch a movie. Like, it was nothing like bad. Like, we would just be sleeping, maybe a little bit of making out, but like that was all. Like, it was either sleeping, making out, or watching a movie. But I don't remember any of the movies that me and him watched. And the TV is really loud, like really freaking loud, blasting, because obviously when you're sneaking someone in or someone's in your house, you want it to be like, you want a noise. the TV was really freaking loud, but I didn't think it was loud, and so I just like, and then it was a movie playing at first, obviously, but then it just turned into music, and the music was just on the whole entire time. He's been there so many times that like I just didn't think anything of it. Little do I know that my dad can hear the TV across the house, because his room is across the house from my room, so I didn't think anything of it. I should have thought something of it, because his room heard my TV, which means it's loud, and obviously I'm not paying attention to the TV, and so I don't realize how loud it is. We're now around 3 a.m. and my dad walks into this room. And let me just clarify to you, at this time when he walks in, me and my boyfriend at the time were not doing anything. I promise you, we were probably like just like talking on the bed. Like, we were not doing anything. I just wanted to put that out there. Nothing was happening. My dad walks in and he was like, he wanted to see if I was awake, and I propped my head up. First bad decision. And he's like, and then he opens the door all the way and sees my TV on and the window open, because normally I don't like shut the door, I don't like close the window or anything. So he saw the window open. He's like, you left again. And I'm like, yeah, I just said that because like he can just leave. Nope, he did not leave. He saw, like, my boyfriend at the time went under the sheets, obviously, and he pulled off the sheets, threatened him that he was gonna hit him with the bat, and made him leave, obviously. And he left a bunch of stuff at my house. Well, not a bunch, but like he left stuff at my house because he was freaked out and left. He was gonna come back for them, but he's like, no. And so he left, and my dad, like, he just didn't say anything to me, and I was like really scared. I woke up the next day, like, I literally hid my iPad under my bed, because I normally use that when I'm grounded. So I hid it under my bed so he didn't take my phone, and if he did, I would just get my iPad. And so I was on call with him the whole entire time he was walking home, because he was freaking out, I was freaking out, everyone was freaking out. And the next morning comes around, and like I said, me and my dad did not say a word. I literally kept myself in my room, because I knew that, like, my stepmom knew. Like, I just, like, did not want to come out because I knew I was going to get yelled at. And my dad didn't say anything to me. I did not come out until my mom was coming to pick me up. But the thing is, my mom didn't know what happened either. And she texts me, and she's like, your dad just told me he needed to talk to me about something. And I'm just like, oh, so my mom doesn't even know. And so I'm like, I straight up just told her. I was just like, well, this happened and blah 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 blah. Like, I didn't care. And so whenever my dad would say something, she wouldn't care as much. You know what I'm trying to put out there. And now, sad enough to say, I have an alarm set for my window. So no more of those activities, even though I stopped those activities since that happened, so I've been too scared. But funny thing is, my dad told me to write an apology letter and my consequences, and I said I will not see him anymore. And my mom let me see him that next whole entire week. So it's a win-win, and I never got grounded, so we're fine. That's my story time. Didn't get grounded, so it doesn't matter.
I almost just got kicked out or like sent away, but get ready for me to go out. Basically this morning I had woken up for church and then I went back to sleep like I always do, because it takes me like 2 seconds to get ready, so I always wait for them to come and like wake me up a second time. But like this time they said it was like Defiant or something, and then my brother overheard them talking about sending me away to this girl's home, and like someone I know went to the boys' home, and it like messes with your head. Like, this place is freaking psycho, and they're like mentally abusive. So obviously I was like, what the heck, I'm not getting sent away. So
So first thing, I pack my stuff. I'm like, girl, I'm running away. I'm not going to this stupid home. But then I like think through logically, and so then I start writing my mom an essay. Because we've had like a little beef recently. I can't talk to my parents. Like, we don't really have a good relationship at all. And like, we're chilling. Like, low-key, like, we're just indifferent. Like, I just don't talk to them, they don't talk to me. It's not anything like we hate each other. But still, that means obviously I can't like talk to her, so I write an essay instead. Literally, look. Thank you. I low-key ate this, hold on. I said, "Dear mother, such an odd thing to call you, right? On the surface, you always thought it was a silly way of me calling you mom. In reality, it's because I don't see you as my mom. Trust me, I would love to. I've always yearned for parents that truly love and I have a relationship with. Instead, all I have is two people that see me as a project. I'm Mel's broken object that needs fixing. There's a specific amount of check boxes that y'all need to check before letting me off to go to college. Beyond that, there's no relationship. Beyond the blood that makes me biologically your daughter, there's nothing." I tried to like be a little poet because I remember earlier this year one of my friends had the same thing. Like, her dad had written an essay to her and like literally they were spitting bars. So I was kind of trying to go for the same thing. Oh, and like why the first line was like about mother, it's because I always call them mother and father. Like, I don't call them mom or dad. But I'm telling you, that thing was like 5 pages. And so she got home and I was like, "I wrote you this, like read it and then write me one back because I'm not talking to you." She's like, "What? I don't get it." And then my little brother was like, basically she's too scared to talk to you because she doesn't feel like she can talk to you, also just read it. But anywho, she comes upstairs and she's like, "Thank you so much for the letter, for the essay or whatever." And she was like, "I do actually care about you." I was like, "Thank you." But it was actually like a really good talk. Like, we kind of needed it. And then mid-talk, I was like, "Wait, can I show you the fight video?" And then she said yes. And then we were like, chill. Like, she showed me the fight video, or I showed her the fight video. She was like, "Damn." But yeah, now I'm going out. I swear, I'm way too obsessed with these garage tank tops. I wear them so much. Anywho, I'm gonna give y'all the story time on why I got grounded tomorrow, because I keep forgetting. Bye.
Hey guys, get ready for me while I talk about how I got bit in the face by a dog. Okay, so this happened like 2 days ago at one of my friend's house. And I was sitting by this big black dog. It's like a German Shepherd black lab mix. I was sitting by him. I snapped one of my friends a picture. I like looked to the side, like I kind of like shifted my phone to the side. And I heard him like growl. He like growled and then just like latched onto my cheek. And that made me like fall off the bed, obviously, because I tried to like get away from him. So I like turned and like fell off the bed. And then while I was on the ground, I like could see like blood like dripping from my face. And I was with 2 people. So one of the girls there started like laughing because she thought that I just got like scratched or something. And then I was like, "No, like actually I just got like bit in the face." And not to mention, this was a unprovoked thing. I didn't do anything to the dog. I was sitting on my phone and he just like kind of, I guess, got mad at me or something. I don't know. After I got bit, we went to the urgent care. We waited like 10 minutes for some reason. I don't know. We like wanted to, I don't know. I guess we didn't think it was like that bad, even though I was like bleeding, but we were kind of in shock. Then I went to the urgent care and the urgent care basically said that they weren't gonna help because they didn't want to stitch up my face. They wanted somebody more professional to stitch my face because it is my face. Like, they don't want it to like look bad or like heal bad. So they go to the ER and they'll help you there. So I ended up going to the ER. I was there for about like 2.5 hours maybe. I'm not really sure. I was kind of out of it. And then at the ER, I was still bleeding like an hour in. So they took me back pretty fast. And then what they have to do is they have to clean out the, my scratches, which they thought they were scratches. But it turns out whenever they were cleaning them, they shot water, or the saline, through this hole and it came out this hole. So we found out they weren't just scratches. These two are like connected. And I have a video of the water like shooting out through both sides, and it's actually really cool. After that happened, they were stitching me up. They gave me a little bit of numbing. They didn't inject anything because they didn't want swelling to get too bad. So they only really put like numbing gel, so the stitches did hurt. But I sat through it and got them done. I have 5 stitches. I have 3 right here and 2 right here because my lip like was like opening too far. And as you can see, I'm starting to bruise quite a bit on my face. At first it like wasn't really bruising, like it didn't really look too bad, but you can really tell now, and it's very swollen. And while I was at the ER, they told me how dangerous it was to stitch up dog bites because they can get infected super easily, but I don't want to have big scars on my face. So, well, this one they were gonna stitch. This one, she was like, we can stitch it. It's gonna like make it not as obvious whenever it heals, but it is in risk of getting infected. And I just went ahead and got it stitched because I didn't want it to open and have to deal with it like bleeding and stuff. So that's what I ended up doing. And I'm just in like recovery right now, I guess. I don't know how long this is supposed to take. They did not really tell me anything. So we're just gonna get my stitches out in like a week, which is good. And then once I get them out, we're gonna see a plastic surgeon to see if I have to do anything with my face, because it might be a little bit like my lip might droop or something. And that's basically the story. I can go into some more details in another video, but I think that like really sums up what happened for right now. And there's absolutely no hate to the family of the dog that bit me. Like, they were so good about it. They were really nice. And it was an accident. Okay, bye guys.